Okay, welcome back. This is Sean Slack again with Orlando Green and Yellow Magazine, courtesy of the Orlando Magic with a special edition today. We are live from Rio de Janeiro. We're actually sitting in one of the offices in the gymnasium for Flamengo. And to my left, I'm sitting with two players for Flamengo. I'm sitting with Cristiano Felicio, who actually played in Sacramento for prep teams there. And then I also have Jerome Mayonnaise, did I get it right? Okay. A former Virginia Cavalier who actually played in the ACC. Gentlemen, thanks for your time. We appreciate you coming in here this afternoon right before your practice. I guess my first question is, welcome to Rio. How did you guys end up playing here in Flamengo with one of the top teams in Brazil?
When I first played in Argentina my first few years, my last year in Argentina I actually played against Flamengo, and the coach saw me, he liked my game and we played against them, so he talked to my agent and recruited me to come here, and that's how I'm here.
Awesome. Now, Cristiano, was that basically the same way for you? How did you end up coming down here to play for Flamengo?
Yes, I played for the national team in 2011, and Neto was the coach from the national team. So
it was a natural transition.
Yes, and when I came back from the United States last year, I also went to the national team, and he was also the coach. So he talked to me and invited me to come here.
Oh, great. Now, let's say, you guys are playing here in Rio. Can you kind of talk about the differences? First of all, talk about the fan experience. I mean, how different is it from playing in, you played in the ACC, so you know how fans are there, especially on a collegiate level. How is it playing in Brazil compared to playing in front of the fans in the United States?
The passion level that they have here in Brazil is unbelievable. I remember in the final game that we played last year, they filled up the stadium, 17,000 people, all chanting for Flamengo, clapping. The way they chant here and the togetherness of the crowd is something that I think is unique to here in Brazil.
Now, talk about the game a little bit itself. Now, there are some rule changes, there's some differences as far as the three-point line, and some subtle differences as far as rules like being able to touch, being able to not, even though in the NBA we know a lot of that's not called anyway. So, but, Cristiano weighed in as well. I mean, how do you guys feel like the rule changes, they're going to move the three-point line, I guess, next year to NBA levels. That's what I've heard. So do you notice the changes? Are they big differences from the game in the NBA, or are they pretty much the same?
Well, I played only 1 year in the U.S., and I didn't see a lot of change from the rules that they have there to here.
And how about you, Jerome? Do you see a lot of difference between the game here and there?
Well, the biggest difference for me is how the goaltending is different. Like once the ball hits the rim, it's a live ball, you can swat it off. I still haven't been able to process in my mind to knock a ball off, but I've seen other people do it, and they don't have offensive interference, which I have used. So if the ball is bouncing around the rim, I can always tap it in. So I think that's the biggest difference in the rules.
Sure. Now, you guys are getting ready to go back to the United States on October 15th. You're going to play a couple different games. One's with the Orlando Magic. You're also playing with Phoenix and Memphis. But the big matchup with Orlando is right in the middle of Kids Week. It's right in the middle of spring break, so we're expecting a huge crowd. So, as we were saying, you guys are getting ready to go back to the United States. How do you feel about, even though it's a set of games, you're going to be the first team from Latin America to actually play in the United States as, the current champions? I mean, you've won 3 titles consecutively. How do you feel about going back to play in the U.S., and is the team itself excited? Give us some insight in the locker room. Are you guys ready to go? Are you excited about playing against the NBA players?
Well, I know I'm excited. It will give some of my friends and family a chance to come see me play for the first time since college.
Sure.
So I'm excited about that, and just also the opportunity to play against some guys in the NBA. Some I'm familiar with, some I'm not. I know I'm excited. I think the whole team's excited. I get to show them my country instead of the other way around, and yeah.
I'm excited as well. because not every team in the world have the chance to play against the best team in the world, and for us, we'd be very excited to go there.
We're very excited to have you guys. I mean, it's a big opportunity to have. I mean, you guys are the defending champs. I mean, I asked Marcelo Vito earlier today, I mean, how hard is it for you guys, talk about, the Miami Heat had a couple of championships in a row. They were going for their third, and they got blasted in the finals by the Spurs. Now, I'm not saying that there was a lack of motivation there, but kind of talk about how hard is it now for you guys this year, even though you're going to be in the Intercontinental Championship coming up. Is it hard for you to get motivated to get up? I mean, I know this is preseason and stuff, but hey, let's face it, you're the champs. So now you got to go defend your title. Is it harder to do that now that you're the champs, or what's the mindset right now?
Well, my mindset this summer was to get better. So, it's what I try to do every summer. So the Intercontinental Championship, that's a new thing, so that'll be easy to get up for. And for me, just the satisfaction of your hard work paying off and winning, and we have a couple new pieces to the team, and just again the support of Flamengo, it makes it all worthwhile. It helps you get up for every game.
Sure. And as a former player in the ACC, I mean, you played against some NBA-ready competition. I mean, let's face it, you're playing against Duke and Florida State, some of the other squads like that. Can you kind of talk about how your playing style here? I mean, you guys, like I said, are the champs, and again, Marcelo was saying you're more of a three-point squad. What is your style of basketball here? Are you kind of the running gun? Do you guys like to throw it up, or are you more defensive-minded? What kind of squad do you guys have?
Here in Brazil, our team, we get up and down. We like to run a lot. We want our games to be in the 90-point range, which is very high, especially if you compare it to college, where, especially at Virginia, we slowed the game down to 60, maybe 70 points.
Yes.
70 points is a lot. But yeah, here we have so many great offensive players, and we have a lot of unselfish guys, so we like to get up and down, get many shots up, and we shoot a great percentage, and that's been successful for us for the past few years.
Now, you just added Walter Ehrman from Argentina, who has to play for Detroit. Have you had a chance to get with him and start working with him, or has he already played? What's his situation now with the team? Now, I know he's with the World Championships right now.
Yeah.
So is Marcelino and a couple other players, and your coach as well.
Yeah.
So have you had a chance to work with Walter yet, or that's just this year? This is his first year?
I was with this national team before they cut me out. So I played one game against Ehrman. No, 2 games. One here and one in Argentina. And I had a chance to talk with him a little bit and see him play.
Okay.
It was very nice.
Now, you're going to play against, again, you're in my city, in the Orlando Magic, and we've had our ups and downs, obviously. We're a young squad. We've only been around 25 years, but we've been to the playoffs 14 out of those 25 years. So they're pretty experienced, but right now we have a young squad. Victor Oladipo, very good guard for us, Nick Vucevic. We have a pretty good sized front line. We've brought in some good players this year, but we're not there yet. I mean, as far as where we want to be. Are there players on the squad that you're excited to go play with and play against? Are you familiar with the team?
I'm not as familiar with the team now as I have been in the past, and maybe a little bit better. But I'm just excited to go and play in Orlando, play against a team, see how we match up against NBA competition. So, what about you?
It's a great squad. Just excited to go there and show off what we have.
Sure. And I know that they're excited to have you. I mean, we had the AllStar Game about 3 or 4 years ago. The Amway Center is one of the premier NBA facilities in the league. It's brand new. We have one of the largest scoreboards there is. Not that that's big excitement for you guys, but it really is beautiful. I mean, restaurants all over the place. I mean, the locker rooms you could pretty much just sleep in. They're like a hotel. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm sure that'll be exciting as well for you guys, especially you're going to be able to spend some time in the city. Maybe come by the Sports Authority with the group, which will be a lot of fun as well. So, then a couple more questions. Have you guys, either of you, been to Orlando before?
No, I didn't have a chance.
No.
I used to go to Orlando every summer to play AAU. So I'm familiar with Orlando. The Disney World Center.
Sure.
Yeah.
The AAU Center is right there in Disney. Yeah.
I've played many games there. So I'm used to the area. I've gone shopping there. I enjoy the city.
Awesome.
At least it'll be October, so it's a little bit cooler.
That's how I keep telling them. It's so hot up there right now. At least it's nice and cool, and it's been raining here, so it's been very good. Couple more questions. You obviously soccer is the big deal here. Flamengo is. I mean, I even have Flamengo tattoo on my arm, believe it or not. So, but the Flamengo brand itself is huge. It's known worldwide. It grows every year. Do you feel any additional pressure as players now that you've won the title, obviously, to continue playing very well? I mean, because I've heard that even with the soccer team, when seasons are bad, they're lining up outside protesting. So, is there an outside? Because people in the United States, you know how it is. I mean, especially with American football or even basketball. Okay, you lose. There's going to be a few passionate fans, but not like it is here. I mean, so. You as being, an American player, do you see that difference? Do you feel any of that differently than you would up there?
Yeah, I mean, the passion, like I said earlier, is unmatched. Luckily, they
got fireworks going off in the stands like they do the soccer, and
they'll have their drums, and they're going crazy, chanting the whole game. Well, luckily, last year was great, my only year here, and I'm looking forward to continuing that success, so I won't have to see the bad side.
Right.
But I've seen people in the streets rioting against Flamengo when the football team wasn't doing it as well, and they're definitely passionate. So if you're doing well, they'll let you know. If you're doing poorly, they'll also let you know. So
now, how is your Portuguese? Is your Portuguese pretty good, or?
My Portuguese is pretty good.
You know some of the bad words, right?
If I may say so myself, I came here and I studied. I tried to learn it as quickly as possible. It's a beautiful language, and also the opportunity to communicate, especially when you're living in a different country. And I know he can attest to this when he was in the United States. It makes your life so much easier when you can speak the language, when you can be involved in the community and hear everybody's thoughts and feelings.
Sure. Now, Cristiano, you speak Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
With a name like Cristiano, you have to. I mean, so do you guys give him some crap sometimes and make him say bad words, but you don't know what to... Come on, I know you got to mess with him a little bit. I just heard him when they walk in, he's like, hey, cala boca, and I was like, oh, okay. You guys mess with him a little bit, joke around? Yeah, you have to, right?
Yes, it did.
But I learned quickly. They did not mess with me for long.
Well, like I said, we're going to have a lot of fans there that are actually going to come up from Rio and in Orlando itself, the community. You guys have any message you want to say to your fans that are going to come out to the game, bring them out to the game? Go ahead, speak to the camera, don't be shy. Go ahead and tell them. Come see you play. Got any messages? Go ahead.
Say something in Portuguese.
Don't be shy, man. Portuguese?
Yeah, say it in Portuguese.
Thoughts?
Fala que estão ansiosos para os jogos, se não der a hora de chegar.
Só quero dizer que eu estou muito ansioso para poder ir para Orlando, ver essa torcida fantástica do Flamengo, torcer para a gente lá e com certeza a gente vai para fazer uma grande partida.
And Jerome just nodded his head and said, yeah, just what he said. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hey, listen, we appreciate definitely you guys, your time, Cristiano and Jerome. Thanks for spending a few moments with us. For ticket information, you can go to www.orlandomagic.com/Flamengo, or you can dial 407-916-2255. That's an Orlando number. Or you can also contact your local tour operator, and they can help set you up with tickets as well. to see everything Orlando has to offer, especially go to the game. And it's going to be a fantastic time. We look forward to it. So, guys, thanks again. This has been Sean Slack with Orlando Green and Yellow Magazine. And we'll see you guys soon. Take care.